I'm Paul Murray, Camp Director, and we'd like to welcome you all to Camp Challenge with our welcome song. Take it away, Ben.
We welcome you to Camp Challenge, we're mighty glad you're here.
Because it's one of those few places where I can come and just be normal.
Sing with a mighty cheer, row, row, we'll bring you in, we'll bring you out, for you will raise a mighty shout. Hail, hail, the gang's all here, and we welcome you to Camp Challenge.
I learned how to shoot a bow and arrow.
With a little bit of assistance, I learned how to tie my shoes and learned how to dress myself.
In 1961, the doors to Easter Seals Camp Challenge opened, and it opened doors for nearly 10,000 children and adults with disabilities.
A lot of people thought it was preliminary and foolish, but we decided to go ahead with it.
Along with 108 campers that first summer, Camp Challenge came with, well, its challenges.
I think, of course, when it started out, we started out in tents and where it's cold. And one of the early years, they had to shut down because it got so hot.
Despite the shortage of air conditioning and convenient restrooms, there was no shortage of victories, big and small.
My mother was very protective when I was a little boy because obviously I couldn't do the same things that a lot of the other kids could. And when I came out to camp, here's this 63-acre place where everything is designed to allow me to participate.
50 years later, campers are still learning skills many of us take for granted.
Camp has taught me how to very clearly explain, okay, this is how you lift me, this is the kind of help I need for this kind of activity.
Over the years, some things have definitely changed. Back then, this staff got dressed up for work. Now, not so much.
We're talking about wheelchairs. We're talking about therapy.
Before there were galas, there was the telethon.
Total of 208,000.
Then who can forget Haunted Woods or the Hog Roast? Over the years, the camp has relied on decades of dollars and volunteer hours.
63 acres, it's like a small city. There are so many talents, so many skills that are needed to keep the camp going, and all of the volunteers come together for the single purpose of making a great camping experience for the children and adults who come to Camp Challenge.
Folks like Gene, who has been an Easter Seals volunteer since 1960.
And I think about a swimming pool. The little fellow didn't have any legs, like no legs, about 8 years old. And you had a diving board in those days. We don't have one now, but we did then. And he'd get out there and he'd swim to that rail, to the ladder, get up there and go dive off that thing. And then he'd come right back trying to butt the line. He was such a cute little boy. And I couldn't see how in the world he could hardly swim, but when he hit that water, he was fighting to get back to the ladder, to get back up on there, and having just a great time.
But camp isn't just for kids. Since it opened, Camp Challenge has been the only camp open to adults with disabilities too.
So the adults probably presented the greatest need because they weren't in school systems or therapy programs. And basically, most of them were sitting at home and coming here for 2 weeks. For many of them, it was the highlight of the year.
But what you may not know is how Camp Challenge helps those who stay home.
I get people who ask me all the time, what are you going to do when he goes away? And everybody expects me to have all these grand plans and all this, and I just tell them I'm going to breathe. I get to relax, I get to read a book, I just get to function as a human being and just kind of reset and relax.
But in order to keep those doors open for families like hers, we need you.
Once you're here, I think there'll be little question, you'll write a check. The camp needs help.
It's hard to put 50 years of bunk beds, bug spray, and bonfires for nearly 10,000 campers into words. But those who go to camp don't need words to remind them of the decades they have spent here. They have their memories.
They get a chance to do more normal things, but when they come to this camp, they aren't any different than anybody else. They're just like everybody else. And they can bowl, they can shoot archery, they can shoot the air rifle, they can pet the animals. And it's a series of experiences that's so joyful for them.